I want to know, how did you feel on the first day of fourth grade? Come on, you can say it out loud. What's so great about fourth grade anyway? Is what Amber Brown asked herself while she was starting fourth grade in the book Amber Brown Goes Forth by Paula Danziger. Amber Brown has new clothes and new shoes, and she seems to be ready for fourth grade. But she's a little hesitant because she is missing her best friend, Justin Daniels, who moved away after third grade last year. Amber's mom and dad have recently separated, and her mom is starting a relationship with a new best friend named Max. But Amber doesn't really seem to like Max, even though she has never met him. The day has finally come, and it's the first day of fourth grade for Amber. On her way out the door, her dad called from a different country to talk to her before her first day back at school. Amber talked to her dad about how she hoped that her teacher would be wonderful, and she hoped she would make some new friends since her very best friend moved away. As Amber arrived at school, her fellow classmates from third grade had greeted Amber and immediately asked her if she would sign up for the burping Olympics. Do you think she signed up? She sure did. One of the moments that Amber had been waiting for was now. It was time to meet her teacher. Amber was already late for class, but as she entered the classroom, Mrs. Holt welcomed her. It was Mrs. Holt's first year teaching. Amber describes Mrs. Holt as being very pretty, with brown eyes, brown skin, brown hair, and long eyelashes. She was wearing a long purple skirt and a beautiful pink top. Mrs. Holt began passing out note cards, and she told the students to fill in all the important information. Here's what Amber said about it. The first two are easy. I definitely know my name and address. For my parents' names, I think about putting Mommy and Daddy, but decide against it. I don't want Mrs. Holt to think I'm a jokester right away. I put down my parents' real names, Sarah and Phil. The rest is not so easy. What should I tell her about me? After doodling on a piece of paper for a few minutes, I write on the note card. About me. I don't know what to say. Couldn't you have made this a true/false question or multiple choice? The other questions are a little easier. I guess I want to learn more about people. Some days I don't really understand them, and I want to find out if there are any secret, major ways to make a new best friend. What would I like to happen this year? That's easy. I want my parents to get back together again, Justin and his family to move back, and to make another good friend to have as backup in case Justin ever had to leave again. Looking back at the last answer, I hope Mrs. Holt doesn't think that I only think about myself, so I add, and peace on earth. No more pollution, no world hunger. Then I think of one more thing that I want and add, I would like it if all the Brussels sprout crops failed this year. Brandy, a girl in Amber's third grade class, showed up late to school and got an assigned seat right next to Amber. Amber began to tell Brandy that she could help her in school just like she helped Justin, because Amber wanted to be Brandy's friend. Brandy didn't really like this because she felt like she was being compared to Justin and began to ignore Amber. Amber was so frustrated and exclaimed that if she could snap her fingers and have a do-over, she would try not to think about all the things that are bothering her, like her parents getting a divorce, Justin and his family being so far away, and Max being so close to her mom. She was also upset because Brandy wouldn't even talk to her after what happened the first day of school. I chose to read this book because I purchased this book in my school bookstore when I was in fourth grade. The book made me think about my friend who moved away when I was in elementary school. He was my very best friend, but I had to move on with my life. Here are some words of wisdom for you. Let today be the start of something new. This means that you can't worry about the past. Instead, we can see each new day as a new start and we can make the best of it. You might have had a bad day yesterday, or a bad year. But today is a new day, and this is a new year, so anything good could happen. Now, back to the story. Do you think Amber and Brandy will ever become friends? Do you think Amber will ever accept her mom's friend Max? If you are interested in finding out the answers to these questions, or if you just want to read an amazing book, you should read Amber Brown Goes Forth by Paula Danziger.